Hey, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. I'm out of Montana, so it's still morning, technically, officially. Welcome to today's Q&A. You guys, we go live every Tuesday at noon Central to answer some questions for you, fill you in on what's going on here at Decker, keep you in the loop. To keep you in the loop right now, the weather is very, very windy. Can you hear it? It's shaking like crazy. Shaking windows, walls, all of it. And very windy, and the weather in the Midwest, not only windy, but sounds like you guys are getting a lot of snow too. So I'm going to start today off with a little bit of updates. I'm going to be hopping over to the daily forecast and road conditions for truckers Facebook page. You guys, I rely on this page a lot to kind of keep an open eye on some of the weather patterns that are coming and what everybody is seeing. But we like to communicate that within our Facebook group as well, our local Decker Driver Facebook group. I really appreciate all of those of you who have been putting in updates and weather updates and kind of giving it a look. So if you're putting pictures in there and stuff like that, that really helps. We just had somebody report that east on Highway 20, I'm echoing? Okay, hold tight. Thanks, Kitty. How about now? Oh, okay, cool. So if you are headed east on Highway 20, there are heavy winds. They're pushing tractor trailer units into the ditch. Now there aren't any known Decker involvement, of course, but we are seeing some tractor trailers in the ditch, and roads. Roads are bad. They're hard to maintain. The visibility is really poor. So thank you for those of you who have called in to give us updates with just being able to see and not see. But yeah, thanks for communicating. It's snowing. It is definitely snowing, Becca. I agree with you there. Whether you're in the Fort Wayne area, we're seeing updates, of course, around Iowa. This late yesterday, there was warnings all over with no tow zones. But let's look at right now. So Nebraska, I-80 east and westbound to Grand Island is closed. So Highway 30 between Agala, is that right? Agala. Yeah. Anyways, to Grand Island is currently snow-packed and icy. They recommend local travel only, no through traffic. Heads up on that. Let's see. This morning, their tow truck is on the way in the Dodge City, Kansas area, just outside of there. They did rescue a couple of individuals, littles, so please be well aware there. Kansas, there was a big delay in the opening and removing a semi and some cars that had gotten into an accident. That's just a recent update here in the last couple of minutes. They don't have an idea of when that will open back up. That's I-70, US 54, and US 50 closures due to winter weather. So there's that as well. Westbound I-70 lanes are now open at Oakley. Oakley to Salina are still closed. Yeah, lots of updates for you guys weather-wise. Please be safe. If you guys aren't already, if you haven't gotten on the road yet, make sure, first of all, that you're checking the weather. First and foremost, checking the weather, and then also having supplies on the truck. You should have extra blankets and, what are those little heat pouches things? Those are fantastic. Anyways, extra blanket. Make sure that you have additive to treat your fuel, just in case you're somewhere that they're out. Who knows? But grab that. Make sure that you have it. Send your receipts in, by the way. Send them in, scan them, get those in, or take a picture, send it in with your the rest of your payroll information, which has to be done by tonight in order to get paid Friday on it. So if you've got a load that you're just wrapping up, make sure you get all of your paperwork in. Anyways, extra food, non-perishables preferably, but something that'll stick with you, as well as water. Make sure that if you've got an animal with you, if you're carrying your dog with you, you've got water and food for them as well. It's cold, you guys. We do have on our YouTube page, we have videos on how to troubleshoot the APU units. When it's this kind of weather, You don't want to get stuck not having an APU unit that doesn't work. If you are having issues beyond what our videos can provide you, and we do have a number of videos that you can use, if you are having issues beyond that, please make sure that you're reaching out to our maintenance, our 24/7 maintenance support. They are there to help you and get you out of that trouble. So, yeah, for any of our professional drivers here at Decker, reach out to them. They'll help get you whatever you need. But it's important to make sure that you're communicating with them. And what else for supplies? I mean, make sure that you've got your warm weather gear, that you've got that you're doing your due diligence on knowing what the weather's like in your area. Treating your fuel, is going to affect not only your the truck diesel, but also the diesel in the refrigerated unit if you're a reefer driver, as well as the APU, because the APU also runs off of diesel, so it's going to affect all of it. You just put it into the tank and it'll take care of the APU unit as well. But make sure you're treating them. Please be safe out there. We do have some winter tips. If you're icing over, I know that Tyson uses a rubbing alcohol spray, and that helps with some instances. If you're wondering how to chain tires, we've got videos on that. Liam took the time to chain some tires so that you know how to do it. As it goes for Decker, we don't require that you chain tires. Obviously, you have to carry chains. It's the law. So anywhere between September 1st and May 31st, you have to have chains if you're running any of the passes. So if you don't know how to chain, hop on our YouTube channel. We do have a short video on how to do that properly. Otherwise, get yourself into a safe spot and protect yourself. Make sure you're communicating with your driver manager. If you've got some frozen brakes, hit those suckers loose. You can hear the difference, and that'll help. So let's see, 20, did I say? Oh, outside of Fort Dodge, sorry. I've got people asking where it's at. We had somebody call in saying that driving east on Highway 20, heavy winds are pushing the tractor trailers into ditch and roads are running hard. Visibility is about 300. That should be around Fort Dodge, right? Let's see. I'll double check for you. Okay, cool. That's coming in on Facebook. Okay. Sorry, you guys. So yeah, be prepared. Also keep your eyes open. It is Human Traffic Awareness Month. So especially when you're seeing somebody that, isn't properly dressed for the weather, that's kind of that could be a red flag right there. If they're real timid, if they're fearful. But yeah, if they're dressed improperly, that could be a sign for you guys. And if you could report it to the trafficking hotline, it's 888-373-7888. We do have a number of our professional drivers here at Decker who have helped in instances like that. So appreciate all those who have stepped up. Let's see. So east of Fort Dodge on 20. That's where Fort Dodge. Yep. What else can I tell you here? As for heads up, we've got the quarterly training that's going on. Make sure that you get that done if you haven't already. Those of you who completed it within the first 24 hours, your name will be entered into a drawing for a chance to win Pilot Flying J gift cards. Cool. And I know we have another reminder. I want to get these reminders out of the way. Oh, yeah, Missoula. You guys, we have a ton of amenities at our terminals. So not only do we have a ton of amenities in the truck, We have APUs. We've already talked about that. We've got, of course, bunk heaters, inverters, microwaves, televisions, with Epic View Satellite TV. So that's company paid. That's 100 plus channels, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Sunday Ticket. It's all there. It's all part of the package that's provided to you from or through Decker. We also have the equipment for the Sirius Radio. If you have a subscription, you can go ahead and get that logged into on your Sirius Radio. We have CBs in the trucks. Did I say refrigerators, microwaves, refrigerators? We have CBs in the trucks. Both the driver side and the passenger side are air ride seats. So if you have a passenger with you, they'll be comfortable as well. We allow passengers ages 10 on up. So these are some of the amenities. We do have the Epic View Satellite, or the Epic View, not Epic View, the Lytx system. So our safety units in the truck are Lytx. They are inward and outward facing event recorders. Keep in mind that those kick on during critical events. So they'll kick out a video during critical events like hard braking or erratic lane change, following too close. Those are all things that would trigger that. We have DriveWise, Best Pass. I mean, you guys, lots of amenities in the trucks. So in addition to that, we have amenities at the terminals. We have the driver lounge, of course, with the, there's like a kitchenette there, TVs and couches and couches, chairs, but I mean like recliners. We have private rooms where there's a television and recliner and desk. So if you got to get some things done, you can close the door, relax, take a nap if you need to, while your truck is in the shop. We've got those taken care of. That's at Fort Dodge. That's in Missoula, Bessemer. You've got some time to just relax. We do have a driver space in Des Moines as well. We don't have the private rooms like we do in some of the other locations, but we do also have, at several of our locations, we also have laundry facilities. I do want to give you a heads up. In addition to the laundry facilities, we have towels. Shout out to all of those who've noticed that if the towels need to be washed, we've got a lot of people coming through and the towels need to be washed. Some of you guys have taken the moment to put them in the washing machine and dryer. Everything's there for you. Keep in mind that is a privilege for those of you who have used it. It's no cost to our drivers. Please don't take the towels. We do need them at the terminal. Don't abuse that. It's a service we like to provide you, but it's free. If you take the towels, we don't have them. So, yeah. What else? We have A's and B services, both at Missoula, not both, but at Missoula and Fort Dodge and Bessemer, Des Moines, Hammond, Sperry, Minneapolis. So we will get those services done for you at all of our locations, taking care of that while you're out on the road instead of necessarily having to bring you in to Fort Dodge every time. Yeah. Amenity-wise, I'm trying to think of what other amenities. Dog. So we have dog areas at several of our locations as well. We also have the dog wash center in Fort Dodge. So if you want to wash your dog, get them all cleaned up, bath, all that good stuff, it's a free service as well. So, it's free unit. You don't have to pay to use it. You're still washing your dog though. We haven't yet done that, right? All right, let's talk about some of the available positions that we have here at Decker. We do have over-the-road refrigerated and we have over-the-road flatbed. Depending on where you live would determine what we have out of your area. That changes based off of availability. Please, if you have questions, reach out to our recruiting department to make sure that we have something in your area. We go live every week to keep you up to date. If you're looking for a specific area, all you need to do is put the zip code in the chat. I'll be able to go off of that zip code and tell you whether or not we have something currently in the area. We have over-the-road refrigerated, over-the-road flatbed. We have home weekly refrigerated and home weekly flatbed in specific areas as well. But again, it does depend on where you live. Right now in the Midwest, we have home weekly in our flatbed division. That is currently the only home weekly that we offer. We have $14.50 minimum pay for that home weekly in the flatbed division. It runs more regional than some of our other divisions. So if you live in St. Louis, Missouri, or Iowa City, Iowa, Columbus, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Chicago, Milwaukee, those are all areas within our 1450 minimum pay. So in order to receive minimum pay, and really what minimum pay is to us is a baseline, like a safety net for you. You can budget off of that. You know that as long as you are available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, you haven't had any load refusals, you haven't had any late loads, so no driver service failures, you didn't have any preventable accidents for the week or any CSA violations for the week, and you got your paperwork in on time. Those, it's pretty basic, but those are the 6 requirements in order to qualify for the minimum pay. As long as you've done that, which is your normal day-to-day responsibility, right? So as long as you've done that, you qualify for the minimum pay. Minimum pay depends on the division. In this specific one that I'm talking about, the Midwest Flatbed, it is $1,450 per week and home weekly. And those are the qualifications for it. If your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you run exceed that $1,450, then you're going to get the better of the two. Now, a great example of that is our over-the-road refrigerated. The minimum pay in that over-the-road is $1,000 per week. You're usually out 2 weeks at a time, 2 to 3 weeks at a time. So if you're out 21 days, you're looking at 5 days home. So there's good home time, and with the minimum pay, you've got $1,000 a week. Trying to think of where else. Again, same qualifications. Be available for dispatch, no driver service failures, no preventable accidents, no load refusals, and get your paperwork in on time. The basic qualifications. But if your miles, which your miles are averaging between 19 to 2,300 miles a week on that, you're looking at, if you're getting the better of the two between miles and minimum pay. So you know what you're getting. You'll know that you're making at least $1,000 a week in our over-the-road refrigerated, and pretty much any of our divisions. Now the average for that one is the average gross pay, I should say, in the over-the-road is usually between $75,000 and $82,000 a year in that over-the-road refrigerated division. Now flatbed, we've got over-the-road flatbed as well. Good miles in that one as well, around the 2,400 per week in over-the-road. Usually home every other weekend in the flatbed division. Unlike refrigerated is usually, when you're out on that one, you can be delivering on a Saturday or, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like you can deliver all throughout the week on refrigerated, so we don't guarantee home on the weekends. However, in flatbed, you're usually home sometime during the weekend for a 34 reset. If it's, whether it be every other weekend or every weekend, again, depending on where you live and what division you're running out of. The rate of pay is going to be based on your experience level, just like it would be in the refrigerated. It is a little bit different starting wage. Someone who's brand new to the industry, or let's say 6 months in the industry, you've got in the flatbed division, you're starting at 56 cents a mile versus 55 in the refrigerated division. So there's a little bit difference there. We do offer a raise at 90 days, so you get a penny raise after 90 days. You'll get a penny raise every year on your anniversary as well. The cap is currently at 70 cents a mile, and 10 cents per diem of the mileage pay is included in all of the in all the mileage pay. So yeah, non-taxable. Hey Riley, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. So yeah, that is the pay per mile, and of course the minimum pay. But that's just one of the perks, you guys. When I'm quoting you, by the way, this is a question that I get often, but when I'm quoting you, I am quoting you the base pay. I'm not giving you, okay, this is what you can make up to, including your bonuses and stuff like that, because that's not guaranteed. That's not something that you're going to get every single mile, every single month. The bonuses, you can make up an extra 5 cents a mile on the bonuses per month, and those usually pay out around the third pay period of the month following when you ran it. So anything that was completed, or any miles that you completed within December, the bonuses will pay out around the third pay period of January. Kind of give you an idea of what that is all about. So, cool? All right. If you have questions on that, feel free to ask. That's what we'll talk about. We've got the scorecard bonus, which has It takes into account your fuel compliance, your idle time, your miles, your on-time deliveries, any claims that you might have had, preventable accidents, CSA violations. Those are the 7 criteria that go into the scorecard. A perfect score being 1,000 points, which gets you the 4 cents per mile on all the miles that you completed. And then the second monthly bonus that we have is our safety bonus. And again, I mentioned the Lytx system a little bit earlier, but the Lytx system is if you have a perfect score, which is 0. A perfect score is 0 in the Lytx system, and then you'll get a penny per mile on all the miles that you completed that month for that. So you can get the scorecard, you can get the safety bonus, or you can get both for each month, which would be a total of 5 cents on all the miles. So that's if you max out on all of it. Driver of the month kind of comes up from the scorecard and the safety bonus. So it's one of the factors, at least, when it comes to driver of the month. And then we have the driver of the month. They'll receive not only a gift card, but they'll also receive a gift card, Walmart gift card, and then a gift card to the Decker store, so you can get your goods from the Decker store. And then we have our runner-ups in each of our divisions. And then from the driver of the month, you can only be driver of the month, by the way, one time within a calendar year for that division. So, for some reason you switch divisions. If you became an owner-operator or whatever, then you have a new division you have you can score in. But driver of the year one time within a 12-month calendar year. And then from there, you go into the runnings for driver of the year. Driver of the year per division gets a $3,000 bonus. $3,000 bonus. And then from driver of the year, we go up yet another level. So you've got driver of the month, driver of the year, and then grand champion. Grand champion is like the ultimate position you can get here at Decker. It means that, you have got not only the skills, you're consistent. That's the key, being consistent, right? You're consistently safe driver, your miles, your performance. It is all top tier, and you can earn grand champion from driver of the year, and that's a $15,000 bonus. So, something to celebrate, which we usually do around the end of the first quarter. So we'll do a big driver ceremony to acknowledge our winners, and we'll learn. You'll get more information on that the closer we get to it, but that's just stepping stones that you'll see here at Decker. So those are kind of to give you an idea of some of the bonuses that we have. Currently, we do have a $2,000 sign-on bonus. That sign-on bonus pays out in 4 installments, and that sign-on bonus is only available for experienced drivers. If you are a brand new driver with 0 experience and you're a recent graduate from a school, an approved school, of course, we can still hire in some of our divisions, our refrigerated division and our Midwest flatbed division. We can hire directly from school from there. And then you'd go out with a trainer. So you have a week of orientation. You go 2-3 weeks with a trainer. So 4 weeks total before you're in your own truck and driving solo. But we pay you along the way. So you have $500 for orientation, $700 a week during your training, and then of course your rate of pay per mile, depending on which division you go to. Your rate of pay per mile will be reflected with your as a new driver. But you wouldn't qualify for the sign-on bonus. However, if you're an experienced driver, you have over 6 months of experience, minimum 6 months of experience in refrigerated or flatbed, you do qualify for the sign-on bonus of $2,000. It pays on first dispatch. You'll get $500. You'll get another $500 at 60, 90, and 180 days. I had to think about that. 60, 90, and 180 days. So there are your payouts for that. There are a lot of incentives along the way. We have Clean Truck policy. That is or Take Pride in Your Ride is what it's called. And that was initiated by some of our professional drivers. Hey, Nick, how are you? That was initiated by some of our drivers a couple of years ago. And that is the Take Pride in Your Ride. So there's 4 different levels. You have level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Level 4 is like, holy smoly, immaculate, right? Your truck is immaculate, and this is interior and everything. when you come in for an A or B service, that's when you'll be able to get, sometimes you get gift cards. It just depends on the level that you're at. If you're getting a level 4, then, which again, immaculate, then your name is entered into a drawing for a chance to win a $5,000 or a $500 gift card. So $500 gift card. And that will be coming up very soon. We'll be doing that drawing here and you'll see that on our Facebook page. So it'll be kind of like a pop-up, hey, surprise, guess what we're doing? We'll be doing that here soon. And so that's one of them. That's one of our additional incentives. And of course, I talked about the this week we have the quarterly safety trainings. Those of you who complete the quarterly safety trainings within the first 24 hours, your name goes into a hat for a chance to win a Pilot Flying J gift card. There are 10 chances, if I remember correctly. So 10. Then we have our referral bonuses. We have quarterly bonuses for that as well, quarterly drawings. We've got lots of incentives along the way for that. But yeah, those are just a few clean inspections out on the road. If you have a DOT inspection, you've got a clean inspection, you've got extra $50 there. Bouncing back to take pride in your ride, we do pay for one truck wash per month while you're out on the road, except for this time of year. During the winter months, we do pay for 2, so one every 14 days while you're out on the road. Of course, whenever you're at the terminal, you can go in and get your truck washed, your truck, trailer, you can get the works done and take care of that, because obviously we know while you're out on the road, every once in a while that happens. Chuck, hey, how goes it? He says, hello, do you have any flatbed trailers? 48 or 53? And then the truck's miss roofs? Are you mid roofs? Is that what you're asking? So 48 for the flatbed, and yes, they are mid roofs. Now for the refrigerated division, we have the Ultra Loft sleepers, and they're 53-foot trailers for the refrigerated units. But for flatbed, yeah, they're 48-foot. Mm-hmm. Mid. Okay, cool. That's what I thought you were going. Make sure I understand what you're asking, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the trucks, most of the trucks are the 579 Peterbilts. Like I said, we do have the mid roofs and the Ultra Loft sleepers for the refrigerated. And then with the flatbed, we have some for Volvos, and we are mostly Peterbilt, so I don't want to give you the impression that we have a ton of Volvos to choose from. But for Volvos, the flatbeds are the 740s, and the refrigerators or reefer units are going to be 760 and 860, or the refrigerated trucks, are 760 and 860. The flatbed is a flat top, though. 48 foot. I'm trying to think of what else to tell you there. APU, double bunks in the trucks, even with the flat tops for the flatbed. All of our transmissions are all of them are automatic transmissions, but the Volvos are the D13 engines with the 12-speed automatic, where the Peterbilts, we have MX13 and Cummins, but they're both 10 and 12-speed automatics. The Freightliners, we only have a few Freightliners. Those are Cascadia Evolutions. Those are 12-speed automatic transmissions as well with the DD15. That kind of gives you an idea of what you're pulling. Again, the majority of our trucks being the 579 Pete's. We have a few 389s, but those are usually for our veteran drivers who've been here 15 plus years, and they get to spec their trucks a little bit. Chuck says, are most loads tarped? Any ideas of percentage on tarping? Yes, most loads you are required to both tarp and secure. So we pay $25 to do that. Now, when it comes to some of our wallboard loads, a lot of those will be pre-tarped, not uncommon, but you're still securing the loads and, of course, untarping them as well. So yes, they are just honestly just assume that every single load is going to be tarped and secured, because the majority of them are. Percentage is so high. When it comes to percentages of contracted loads, we are looking at about 95% in the flatbed division. On the refrigerated side, 98-99% of our loads are contracted. And we do have brokerage freight as well that we can do, but like I said, the major majority is all contracted freight. So consistent freight across the U.S. In flatbed, you run a lot of basically Denver. We don't do a lot of Denver, but if you drew a line at Denver, mostly east of there, a lot of up and down the Midwest, Iowa, Illinois, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Minnesota, southern Michigan. Did I say Ohio? Pittsburgh area is pretty busy for us. Iowa is very busy. St. Louis, Missouri area is real busy for us. We go into the Arkansas area, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, of course. We don't do a whole lot of Western Texas in the flatbed. It's mostly Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston. Those are big areas for us for freight. And then, like I said, coming across the southeast into Alabama and Georgia and the Carolinas, Tennessee, Kentucky. Those are all those areas that I just named are big areas for us. And if you're in the over-the-road division, so meaning right now if you live anywhere in the south, if you're within our hiring area, it's currently over-the-road that's available, and you'd be home every other weekend for that position for a 34, at least a 34 reset. But you'll run not just in the southeast, you're still running heavy in the Midwest, so I want to make sure that you're well aware of that in our flatbed division. Our flatbed freight, well, and refrigerated for that matter, but our freight is quite heavy in the Midwest. If you are trying to avoid snow and don't want to drive in any snow, I can honestly tell you that because of the amount of freight that we have in the Midwest, we cannot avoid it. Now, we avoided it for a while this year, right? I mean, we got away with that for a while, but for the most part, usually, because we run so much in the Midwest, and usually there's enough snow that you get into. When it comes to chaining, we don't require that you chain, but we do require that you know how to chain in case you get into trouble. And obviously, we have the chains available for you for all of the trucks. Okay. Chuck says, okay, I'm from Pacific Northwest, so I won't be able to work. Yeah, the only thing that we have up in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Spokane, Portland, Hermiston, Oregon area, where else? Salt Lake City area, even Vegas, Montana. That is all refrigerated. So it's over the road refrigerated, so you're out about 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Great, consistency, great equipment, great lanes. You're definitely looking at refrigerated though. No flatbed in that area. But guess what? There's no tarping. All right, that was a smart aleck response, but right. Yeah, it's refrigerated up there. It is no touch freight, so it's 100% no touch freight. I'm glad you. Yeah, so a lot of those runs are going to be west of the Mississippi, but again, real strong, real heavy within the Midwest. You might see some loads down into the Georgia area, Atlanta area, into northern Alabama. We've got some loads there, but real heavy within the Midwest. So, yeah. But so again, I know I talked a little bit about the flatbed trucks and trailers, but for the refrigerated side, if you being in the Pacific Northwest, mostly a 579 Peterbilt and 12-speed automatic. But fully equipped, you've got that APU unit, keep you warm in the winter months. And you know what? We hopefully hauling heavy, because I'm looking out the window here and watching things flying all over the place. It is windy, and I'm sure it's very windy where you guys are at too. Let me look to see if I've got any updates here with the most recent weather reports across the U.S. that might be relevant to any of you. Just now, Colorado, the only road still closed in the state because of weather is Colorado 96, mile marker 166 to mile marker 207, aids to Kansas border. So that gives you an idea. I mentioned Nebraska, I-80 eastbound and westbound from Gala to Grand Island. That's closed. Snowpacked and icy, recommended, I can't speak, but there you go. Recommended is a word for local traffic only. I am using the daily forecast and road conditions for truckers Facebook group. You guys, that is my go-to. But obviously, in your specific area, if you're wondering about a specific area, check out the local forecast through weather.com, through 511, wherever you're at locally. If you're going on to our TVs, remember we have TVs in all of our trucks. If you're parked, you can have your TV do a scan, and it will find the local channels, and you can go to the local weather and check that out there as well. That's another way around it that you can do. So that's the most up-to-date. Oh, nope, I lied. So New York, is it bad that I'm not reporting New York? Okay, Kansas. The reason for the delay of the opening there, they have to go in and out on the removals on all semis and cars that have had the accident and that were stuck. No estimated time for the reopening. It is slow opening. This is I-70 in Kansas, I-70, US 54, and US 50 closures due to winter weather. There was looks like there was a semi-truck, extra semi-truck. It didn't turn over on its side, but it is definitely sideways on the road. It is slick looking, you guys. Looking at some of the completely covered in most areas, a lot of them are closed. There are a few that are partially, but there's nothing that I see that's seasonal there in Kansas. It is full of snow. Any other areas? Seattle, Washington, power lines are down on East Marginal Street, so that's affecting some traffic. Also, here recently, we've got, where is this out of? Winter storm, Jerry A, second late strike of snow, severe weather, winds, rain. I'm trying to get some more. Another major storm is on tap in the U.S. this week. Heavy snow, winds, flooding, rain, weather could hit the same part. This looks like from Chicago, more heavy rains Thursday through Saturday. And I know within the Pacific Northwest, we are supposed to get hit very hard with cold weather. And again, cannot stress enough to make sure that you guys are prepared. Snow in, I'm trying to see, up into Montana, southern, definitely into Idaho and western Wyoming. Denver area, lots of snow. Omaha, Kansas City. Kansas City is going to get a mix of snow and ice. Severe storms possible in Texas, New Orleans, Arkansas, and rain within anywhere from Florida up towards just south of Chicago. Looks like that might be along 70. So it's further south than 80 here. But yeah, lots of weather coming at everybody. Nick says, is it true that Decker is getting rid of Epic View going with 5G? Not that I'm aware of. My answer is no, because I'm not aware of any of that. As far as I know, we get to keep Epic View. Kenny, you haven't heard anything about that, have you? Yeah, we've got Epic View, which is nice because the contract allows us to have the Sunday ticket, which is something that DirecTV doesn't have anymore. Only YouTube Premium does. But because we are commercial with Epic View and have that contract with them, we get to keep it. So, yeah. You heard it from some drivers? Yeah, not that I know. But I also don't know why that would affect our Epic View if we had 5G. So I have not heard that. But worth asking, right? Our Wi-Fi is through the Transflo, the Geo or the tablet in the truck, and that is Verizon for those of you who were wondering. So that is Verizon. Yeah, but I haven't heard that. In addition to Epic View as being a amenity, perk, whatever, our benefits do start after 60 days, and the benefits include health, dental, vision. We have prescription, $0 copays on the prescription. We have a 50% match on the 401k, company paid life insurance, paid vacation. Vacation starts, you get a week of vacation after 6 months. You'll get another week at 1 year. And then after 2 years, you'll get another week. At 3 years, you'll get 2 weeks. And it goes up from 2 weeks to 3 weeks at your 7 year. So every year you'll get a new 2 weeks. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Did I answer all your questions? Looks like that's it. All right, you guys, cutting it short today. So if I don't have any other questions, I'll leave you be. But yeah, if you're looking to get started with Decker, you want to get started, please give us a call. It's 877-433-2537. I'll be happy to continue to answer any of your questions when it comes to benefits, available positions, equipment, all of that stuff, amenities, all that good stuff. So hit me up, let me know. 877-433-2537. And we will be live again on our Facebook page Monday at 4 p.m. Central. We come here every Tuesday, noon Central, we'll be live. And then we'll hop on sporadically on our TikTok as well and to share and update, answer questions. I know I get a ton of questions on there. So we'll be live here very soon on our TikTok channel. Okay, cool beans. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe. Please make sure that you are planning properly for the weather. And if you haven't already double checked, please do so. Making sure that you have the additive that you need, extra fuel, make sure you've got your extra oil and blankets and water and food and all that good stuff. So don't get caught. All right. Take care. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. We will talk to you next week.